Um, Hello, everyone. Thank you for being with us today. Welcome to the DSC Android Project Showcase. So last week, DSC AASTU hosted our very first Kotlin Study Jam. And so the Study Jam was for people to learn how to build Android apps in the Kotlin programming language using a curriculum provided by Google. And it has 2 tracks. So the Study Jam was for anyone, really. The first track was for people who don't have prior knowledge of programming. And the second track was for people who had programming experience but were new to Kotlin. So they had about a week to complete at least one of the tracks, and a lot of them did, and they were certified by us. After that, about 34 of them wanted to participate in the competition held the following week. So we assigned them teams and provided mentors for them for guidance to build a demo app in a week. So this event will be to showcase their works. So next, members will give us a brief summary of the schedule for the next hour.
Okay, thank you, Ruth. Next we're going to have a speaker from Isaac in IBC. She's the president of Isaac in IBC, and she will be giving us an information about that internship that are available on Upload and things like that. So Adis, if you're ready.
So I'm just going to be telling you a little about myself. First up, my name is Adsalam Brahanu, and I am the current local committee president for Isaac in IBC. So what I'm going to be telling you is a little about Isaac. Isaac was created right after the World War II, and it was created by 5 students from different countries to understand what cross-cultural understanding was truly all about. So next slide. So basically, the reason that we're currently doing this is because we want to create peace and fulfillment of humankind's potential, and the way that we want to do this or achieve this is we place our confidence in the youth as a way to unlock a better future. So basically, we believe that this is the one that can create an impact in the future. We are the ones who are going to be in control of it after a certain period of time. So we need to be enabled with, or we need to have the skills that we basically need to develop the world after a period of time. So next page. So one of the how we do it is we make sure that people that are going through any sort of experience with Isaac have this 4 leadership skills. It is empowering others, solution-oriented, warrior citizen, and self-aware. So we make sure that whatever type of experience that you go through, whether it's exchange experience or a membership experience, that you go through this stage. Next slide. Okay, so what do is we make sure that everyone that goes through any sort of experience gets a practical experience in a challenging environment. So whether it is going an exchange and then going through that exchange program, or whether it's a membership program, it's all about making sure you have the practical experience as well as have the ability to cope with whatever environment that you're facing. Next slide. Okay, so throughout this, we make sure that you also have this 6 values. These are striving for excellence, demonstrating integrity, activating leadership, enjoying participation, living diversity, and acting sustainably. So these are the values we try to embed throughout all the type of experiences that Isaac presents to anyone. Next slide. So what are the opportunities that Isaac provides? We have 3 programs. The first one is going to be Global Volunteer. So next slide. Global Volunteer is based on sustainable development goals. So whatever type of project that we end up working on, they have the SDGs, or the Sustainable Development Goals, which were stated by the UN. These are 17 goals that the UN and every other country believed that if we worked on it, that we can make an impact by the end of 2030. So we focus on those. So whatever type of global volunteer projects that you want to participate in, they have the duration of 6 to 8 weeks, and then you get a chance to cross-cultural experience, which is experience a new culture and meet like-minded people as well, and expand your network. You get to develop yourself, which is work on your personal values, your leadership development, and different capacities. And then finally, you get to contribute to the ACG. Next slide. Some of the examples are set here with the link. I hope we'll send the other links as well. There are a lot of projects for people like in tech who want to participate with the Isaac and Global Volunteer. So like I said, one of them is web development. So you get to work on SDG 8, which is system work and economic growth. There is also like Babu Dream with Code, which you get to work on SDG 4, quality education. And then there is Teacher Senior, which is again quality education. And all of them are focused on tech, whether it's teaching IT to students in different countries, whether it is like designing a way for a startup company, and so much more. So you get to volunteer in this situation as well as get practical experience in the region that you're currently in. So there are a lot. Like I said, the link is down below on, like I say, Tech Isaac volunteer link. I'll share the link with you guys so that Bermeheres was shared to you guys as well. So you guys can check all of those out. There are a lot, like I mean a lot. So next up is global interest. So which everyone is basically like interested in. We call this global inter or global talent. It has different durations. There is the short, the middle, and then the long. Organizations are like startup companies, NGOs, and other organizations. The fields are like business administration, business development, marketing, finance, IT, engineering areas, and so much more, like a lot. So whichever type of background that you currently have, you can work with those and then get a practical experience. So the benefits that you get is a global opportunity. You're not just going to be working in Ethiopia, but rather in another country and get their experience, which is amazing. And then you get to develop yourself always. With Isaac, you get the practical experience as well as developing your leadership skills. And then you get to boost your career as well. Since it's like literal internship where you get to launch yourself into a challenging situation in the current field that you are in. So next slide. Again, there are a lot of opportunities. Like you guys can check the link and then see the one that you like. But some example is you get to become a software developer and also get paid, which by the way, didn't mention. The second and the third terms, like I said, there are 3 terms, but the second and the third are actually paid internships. So which means that you get to go there and get paid and then do the thing that you love most as well. So the links are down below. You guys can check that out as well. Again, there is back-end developer inter. You get to develop different softwares and so on and such. And then there is mobile developer in Indonesia. Like there are a lot of countries. So these are just a few examples that you guys could definitely check out and then see what you think about them. Again, there are different opportunities based on the timeline. You get to get paid or without payments, and you get to see which one that you like. And then we have other partners as well, and like it's very amazing. Basically, next slide. So the third one is global teachers. So this is where you get to teach in an educational institution, like in a formal way. Again, there's 3 different durations. You get to develop boost your career, develop yourself, and then also have the opportunity to expand your horizon and meet like-minded people as well. And basically, the field of work is teaching. So if you're interested in teaching in another country in the field that you're currently in, this is also a great opportunity to do that there. So that's it. Next slide. So the global partners that we currently have are this. So some of them you might recognize. These global partners are like, they have very competitive projects and so on and such. So if you guys are interested, make sure you have that CV properly done. You don't need any practical experiences, so the Isaac doesn't expect you guys to be like a genius at this. You guys just need to have the drive to actually make a change and the thing that you want to do, whether it's in tech, whether it's anything else, basically. And other than that, next slide. The link is this. The Isaac website is isaac.org. We have Exchange personnel. You guys can directly contact me. This is my number. And also you guys can check out Isaac in the IBC and AASTU Telegram account, or you guys can check out Isaac in the IBC link so that you get all the information there as well. That was it. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you very much, Adis. I hope that was insightful for you guys. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to have a little experience sharing from the mentors and from the mentees. So from the mentor side, we're going to have Ayman, who's going to be speaking on that. Ayman, just to give a little background about Ayman, is currently working as a research assistant at Michigan University, and he was also one of our mentors. So Ayman, if you are ready, you can start.
Hey guys, how are you all doing? As a fellow Isaacer, at least that was a very nice presentation, and I encourage all of you to go on an Isaac exchange. It's truly life-changing. But yeah, to talk about my experience as a mentor for the study jam, I'm just going to take a minute or two. I'll be honest, I was a bit scared. So yeah, I was maybe like a bit scared at the beginning, or like weary of taking on the role because I didn't know what was really expected of me. But yeah, the DSC AASTU team was highly organized and they had plans for us at each step of the way. So that really helped. I would like to thank them for that. But I'm really happy that I got the chance to do this. Through the process, I learned a lot from my team as well. I hope they learned a lot from me, but I learned a lot from them. I really admired their dedication and willingness to learn new things. My teammates, there were things my teammates did not know, but they were not shy or scared to learn new things. It was also a great networking experience. I got to meet a lot of people from the mentors as well as the mentees that were not even in my team. So yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, I am really excited to see what the other teams have in store for us today. And I am looking forward to future events that DSC AASTU has in store for us. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Ayman. Yeah, and thank you for giving us your time to do this things. Thank you. I just want to thank our speakers for taking the time to speak here. And now we're just going to move on to the pitches. So Gideon, you can take it away.
Again, thank you, Bamret. I think it's been a wonderful learning experience for most of the competitors here. I've been trying to kind of follow up with the progress reports in your channels, and yeah, it looks like you've learned a lot across a diverse area of technology, including UI UX designing and trying to communicate. You went through an entire spectrum of learning experience, and also thank you, judges. I see some of the judges have already joined the meeting here. Thank you very much for your patience while we are presenting for the students. Now, if we have Boolean autocrats, team members Ebenezer Tamirat and Sarim Tadele. Maybe you can go ahead and unmute yourselves. Bamret, you can open their pitch deck, if you might.
Yeah, sure. They have prepared a video, so I'll be sharing the video right now.
Okay, I guess now judges can ask any question regarding to this beautifully built both admin panel and mobile app. So judges, if you have any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask your questions. I'll go on for about 10 seconds if you have questions, and then if not, we'll go to the next presenter.
Yeah, I had just a small question. First of all, this was really great job. I was curious, can you talk a little bit about the version control and how you guys collaborated and like who did what pieces of this?
All right, we use GitHub version control system. Me and Ebenezer were working on the admin panel only for some time, and when this Kotlin Android Jam study came up, we just decided to go through the application. So to be honest, we did both parts equally, right? We have not divided into parts. And on the GitHub version control, we committed the whole project into our GitHub repo so that anyone can view our source, and you can even get our documentation from our version console.
Awesome. So Chris, that was Chris, right?
Yep.
Awesome. So does that answer your question? Or
Yes.
if you have more questions for him?
No, that was it. Thank you.
All right, awesome, great. Any other judges, if you have questions, I'll be going for 5 more seconds. If not, Bemiret, please prepare the pitch deck for Team Samos by Sami, Yusuf, and Musay Tashoma. Bemiret, please go ahead and play the presentation.
Okay, before I start my presentation, I would like to say thank you for giving me this chance. This application has been developed by me and Musay Tashoma. So why this app? The major problem with the students nowadays is their lack of planning, and the main focus of this application is to actually help students achieve better planning. The Notebook Pro application allows especially students to keep record of their activities, homework, assignments, exams, and quizzes. Why Notebook Pro? This application will keep record of your daily activities. It helps you plan your days more efficiently and provides an easy way of checking your daily activities. This application can add new tasks to your list. It sets reminders to activities. It can display all activities with a status mentioned, whether these are done, this activity has been done or not done, updates existing activities, and delete activities. So how does it work? When the user opens the app, he or she will be greeted with a splash screen. After the splash screen, the student will be presented with an introduction page, which is self-explanatory, which means it describes a little about the app. The view has a button that directs the user to the main view. Here the user sees also activities that has been registered. The activity's title and detail will be displayed in a recycle view with a status, done or not done, displayed at the right. The user can click any activity thereby directing him to the detail view where he or she can update the activity. The user can click the plus button at the right bottom to go to the add view. The user can click the delete button at the top to delete all activities in the list. The add view. In this view, the user can add new activities with its title and description. The user can also set a reminder for this task, which is some sort of a deadline for the task. Whenever the user clicks the set reminder button, the user sees this calendar from which he or she can choose the appropriate deadline date. And then there is the update view. Here the user is presented with a view that enables him to update necessary values to the activities, like the title, detail, and reminder. Once the user is done with this task, he can check the done button at the right, and the user can uncheck it if he deems unnecessary. This means that this activity has been done or not done. The user can click the delete button at the right top to delete this specific task. This is the navigation view where the attributes like courses which means about the application, and other pages could be displayed. So what is the course view? This view displays what list of courses the student can take would look like. This is because this view is not fully built. This is just a demo. These are online courses which are supplementary for the student to take. Once the user clicks the status button in the update view, the user will be directed to this view. The status view will rate the user's activeness as great, good, or bad. The scope of the status view is beyond the demo version. On full development, This application, while building this application, there were features which we didn't build because of time constraint. But on full development, the notebook app will be able to track the time, the sleep time of the user, and hence rate it as great, good, or bad. Check whether activities were done on time. After completing this course together with the project, we have been able to familiarize ourselves with Android Studio, especially with bug fixes using using GitHub and manipulating room database. I and my teammates have found this course to be really helpful. After this course, we were able to familiarize ourselves with concepts like VCS control using GitHub and many more features. So this is it for the demo version of the app. The UI that you have seen might be upgraded if deemed necessary. This app has other features, as I stated before, that are not yet built due to time constraint, hence are absent in this presentation. Thank you for giving me your time.
That was a nice presentation. Okay, I'm gonna give the judges another 2 minutes if you have any questions. The application was great, very nice productivity application. They built it in a 2 weeks time. Also pleased to hear that you had a good learning experience. So judges, if you have any questions, please make sure to unmute yourself and fire away.
Ephream here, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Ephream. Go on.
I'm not sure who I'm posing this question to, but I would like to know what localization steps they took in making sure this app is, actually usable by Ethiopians. Because from what I've seen, there are many apps that do what this app does. What makes it impressive is that it was built in 2 weeks and that it might have some localized applications, some localized features. So I'd like to know a little bit more about that. For example, what time format does it use? What date format does it use? And what's the support for language, etc.
Sami, did you get that question?
Localization concept haven't been applied for the demo version due to time constraint. We wanted to change the calendar into Ethiopian calendar and the language to Amharic too, but we didn't do that, but we had that in mind.
Awesome. Thank you, Swami, for clarifying that. So somebody's saying we only had a week for the competition to work on the project. The first week was just completely spent on learning the entire language as well as Android Studio. So thank you for reminding us, Lydia. Ephraim, I hope that answered your question. And judges, make sure you're filling out your forms. I see a couple of you are filling out as we go. So make sure to take the time, the short time frames that we have in between to fill out your scores so that you won't be confused later on and we don't have to rewind our progress. Any other questions? Okay, going twice, and that's done. Next we have Team F. Ephream Sileshi, Freewat Abebe, and Mehret Tedla will be presenting.
Hello everyone, thank you for giving us this chance. The application we built is called DocApp. My name is Mehret Tedla and I am a member of Team F. The other members are Freewat Abebe, Ephream Sileshi, and myself. The topics I'm going to discuss about in this presentation are introduction to the application, the problems our application will address, benefits of using the application, an MVP feature set, and how to use the application. So the application we built called DocApp is a remote patient monitoring app which helps patients or people to monitor their health and look for ways to improve it. It has different features such as helping you ask questions to verify doctors, search through many health issues, and provide online consultations. The application was built with Kotlin programming language using Android Studio. We used Firebase and Firestore plugins to collect that database. Problems solved by the app are limited appointment availability, transportation barriers, and the third one, which is geographic clinical shortage issues, which we mainly want to focus on because we have found that in studies, Ethiopia's population resides, around 78% of it resides in rural areas. And these are the areas which have low number of clinics and doctors. So if a person gets sick, they can't get to a clinic which is very far away and they may die. So our application helps this person to monitor his or her health and then look for ways to improve it, and also other problems. Benefits of the app we categorize into two: provider or doctor benefits and the patient benefits. These are the provider benefits and these are the patient benefits. An MVP feature set is our providers use with bare-bone features just enough to turn virtual care into reality, such as peer-to-peer chat, backend database, question and answer, and health feed. How the application works, you can see it on the next video. Thank you for listening to me. Goodbye.
More than 40 million people worldwide are visually impaired. What we take for granted are their day-to-day challenges, be it identifying people and emotions, reading text and messages, identifying pills and currencies, and so on. That's why we came up with Focus. We wanted to work on this as it was a real-life problem that affected a lot of people and with little to no productive solutions available. Focus integrates face, text, and voice recognition as part of its core platform so that it can aid them live their lives and also enable them to live independently. The platform itself is very user-friendly and the interface is specified to their needs so that it's accessible. It starts with Amharic and English versions and will also expand to other languages as well. The first thing we did was dedicate our focus on doing research. We believed that it was an important aspect to be able to understand things from their perspective, and it helped us gain an insight on what kind of features and colors and others that we should use on the platform to make it user-friendly and so that it can be something they can use with minimum effort. Our target market are people worldwide who have completely or partially lost their sights. To start off, it will be available for people who have access to smartphones, but we will also be working on other options for those who don't either. We used Android Studio, GitHub, Canva, Affinity, Firebase, Trello, and Telegram for this project. Throughout the week, we have faced a bit of technical problems as most of us were beginners in app development, but we have passed through it thanks to the amazing team and also our mentor. Everyone in the team had their best qualities and we went with the divide and conquer approach. It let us do our own thing and contribute, then have late night meetings so that everyone was on the same page and tasks were being completed. For people whose first time it was working together, I believe our co-working was actually top notch. The next steps for Focus will be actually doing in-depth research by reaching out to our potential users and gaining more insight, and also figuring out a way to make it more accessible by switching it to a voice activated system and brainstorm on other features as well. Thank you.
Judges, as usual, you have 2 minutes to ask them questions.
And they're like,
Ephream here. I was actually dealing with a technical issue over on the scoring side, so I wasn't able to catch the first few seconds of this presentation. So can you like give me a 10 or 20-second pitch of what your whole project is all about? Sorry to be asking this, but I gotta know.
I think we all face that same situation. Maybe Lydia, can you highlight?
Yeah, of course. So the problem we are focusing on here is that there are more than 40 million people worldwide who have completely or partially lost their sights. And as they are struggling through their day-to-day life, we wanted to make sure that to come up with an application to help them live their life independently and also help with some of the issues they are facing. So the application isn't 100% completed at the moment, but the idea we're going for is to get a voice activator system that can help them identify people's faces and emotions, read texts and messages out loud, or even show them in bigger texts if they have only partially lost their sight, and also help them identify pills and currencies as well.
Okay, thank you so much.
Great. Okay. Any more questions? We have 40 more seconds to go. Going once, going twice. All right. Awesome. That was a very good presentation. A very good application for accessibility. And also, I think that among the first ones to come up with their target market. So very impressive. Great job, guys. So next up, we have Binary Ninjas. Amanuel Abe, Heran Samara Yosef Worku, and Nasifai Girma. Bamiret, please prepare their slides.
books. They can be expensive to buy, and they're likely to be put in some corner after they've been read. They can take up space. What we can do to solve these problems is to create a platform where people could exchange the books they have with the books they want, instead of always buying new books. People can upload their books, and they can also browse through what other people have uploaded. Once they find a book they want, they could exchange it with other people. Besides this, they can get book recommendations and news related to the book world. We believe this will foster the reading habits of users. These are the technologies we used to create this app, and team members. Amana, yourself, me, and Netzafai. Let me start the demo. This is the application. If it's your first time launching it, you will be asked to choose a language. For now, English is the default. Once you choose a language, you could either sign up or sign in. I'm going to be signing in because I already have an account. Once you sign in, the first thing you'll see is the homepage. This is where you get recommendations and news related to books. You could also talk about a book you liked here. The other section is the book section. Here, every book that exists will be displayed. You'll be able to filter this list in the future. Once you find the book you're interested in, you can click it to find out more. Now that you found a book you want, you can send a request to the owner. The owners will get requests like this. They can accept or deny it based on the books you have to offer. They can also decide to deny it if you have a bad rating. They can check out the books you have and your rating from your profile. We'll be implementing this. But if they decide to accept, then you can have a conversation with them about the specific book they want from you and where the drop-off location should be. There's also a profile section. Here people could edit their profile and they could also add a book. Currently I have 0 books, so let's add one. we have added a book. It will be added to the all existing list, all existing books list section. We could also change the visibility of this book in case this book is currently with someone else. We could also delete this book.
Okay, binary ninjas. Good presentation. So I don't think I've ever heard a book request. So I think that's a new concept. Very good. So judges, as usual, you have 1 minute this time for questions. Please unmute yourself and ask your questions. Fire away.
This is incredible. Great job. I was curious. I saw on the presentation that you guys used Figma, but everybody was a engineer or developer. How did you guys use it, and when did you ideate to actually implement?
Good question. Did anybody get the question?
Okay. Emmanuel, can you answer?
Josep is the one who connected it to the Android project.
Okay, great. So I guess you haven't used Figma in a way collaboratively as you could have, but you had the idea to use UI UX before you implemented it in your code. So I guess that's a perk. Chris, I hope that you got your answer. Now we'll be moving to the next presenter because we're running out of time. It's Team Andromeda. Team All-Stars, you'll be next. Now Team Andromeda, Bezavit Beze, Bebe, and Matthias Johannes. Please let us know if you're here.
Hello everyone, I'm from Team Andromeda and my name is Plena Bebe. I'm going to present about our application called Tour Ethiopia, and I will show you the details. First, what is tourism? It's travel for pleasure or business, or maybe it's the acting process of spending time away from home in pursuit of relaxation and pleasure. As we know, tourism products are natural, man-made, cultural, and religious. These are facts about Ethiopia. Ethiopia is home to 9 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, more than any other country in Africa. Tourism is a featured component of Ethiopia's poverty education strategy paper, which aims to combat poverty and encourage economic development. It's known that there is limitation in our tourism industry. For instance, weak promotion and marketing, weak linkage with international organizations, lack of facilitated hotels and travel agencies. So these all problems can be omitted mainly by mobile technology. So we developed a publication called Tour Ethiopia to resolve problems related to these things. As you can see here, the application has mainly 4 categories. These are place, hotels, travel agencies, and map. Place explains about where the place is, when it's formed, and also the incredible features. Map shows us the details place. The application supports 2 languages and that is one of its quality. In hotels, it shows amazing hotels of Ethiopia and phone number to contact them. In travel agency part, we can get travel agency's phone number, office, and their service. Tour Ethiopia app use card view and recycle view, collapsing toolbar, view pager, fragments, model class, snack bar, and shared preference. This is all about the app. I'm sure you all will love and use because it's so timely and problem solver to Ethiopia and also to the tourists. If you have any questions, you are welcome. Thank you so much for your time and for your follow-up. Thank you.
Okay, great. That was Team Andromeda. Good presentation. Tourism, it's a new topic. Judges, I'm sure you have some questions regarding the project, please unmute yourselves, and you have 2 minutes.
Yeah, thank you for sharing it. I had a question. Were you all able to successfully use the Google Maps API to like show the map, or was that just a mock?
So, Team Andromeda, did you get Chris's question?
Please come again, please. I can't hear your question.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I saw on the presentation that in one of the slides you wanted to use like Google Maps API to show like a map. Was that just like a mock and a screenshot, or was that actually from the app that you guys built?
It's a web view and it's not a screenshot. It's in our app and it functions properly. It can show you any place in Ethiopia and in other parts of the world. And I think it answers your question, right?
Yes, thank you.
All right, great. Chris is asking because he's very familiar with Google Maps, I believe. I'm a good stalker, so yeah. So it's great you were successful. You successfully embedded Google Maps in your application. Any more questions, judges? Okay, then team number eight. Good presentation.
Can I share the application video?
Oh, you wanted to share the application video?
Yeah.
As long as it's less than 2 minutes. Okay, go on.
Okay, it's not now. It's visible.
Yeah, it's the app.
Ephream here. While we were watching this demo video, you guys did not specify whether or not you used a VCS, a version control system. So can you elaborate on that, please?
Yeah, we have used the version control system, Git. Thank you guys for letting me share my screen.
Awesome, great. Thank you for sharing your screen as well. Judges, I hope you've seen enough of their application. Make sure you're inputting your scores and not misplacing on the score sheet. Yeah, you're following great. I'm making sure in the meantime. Okay, next is Team All-Stars. Abel Taddese, Besalot Tasfa, Brooks Salomon, and Kedis Tabebe. Please unmute yourselves and tell us you're here.
Yeah, we're here.
All right, great. Thank you, guys. Bamirat, you can start the video now.
Hello, everyone. We're deeply honored to be given this chance to present for you. Let me start by introducing my teammates and I. There is our mentor, Amir, a graduate from ASTU in software engineering. And from the team members, we have Brooke, a second-year computer science and engineering student from ASTU. Abel, also a second-year software engineering student from AAIT. Kedis, a senior from LCCS High School. And lastly, me, Besalot, also a senior from LCCS High School. We've come up with a solution to a daily problem people face, that is finding an affordable place where they could eat without wasting much time searching for such a place. Recently, my friend Kedis encountered the same problem when she was attending a coding camp for women called AGCCI, an acronym for African Girls Can Code Initiative. On the first day of the camp, they were told that lunch was going to be provided. But at lunchtime, they were informed that because of the coronavirus, lunch wasn't going to be provided. Instead, they were told each attendee had an hour to go outside to a nearby restaurant or cafe to eat. Because they hadn't planned on eating lunch from their own pocket, she only brought little money. That and the fact that she didn't know the area very well made it really difficult for her to find a place where she could eat. She and another girl that was attending the camp, who also didn't know the place much, decided to eat together. When they were looking for a dining place, they found out that the places were either too expensive or the food didn't have a good quality. Since they only had an hour for lunch break, they didn't have a choice but to eat in a restaurant they didn't want. College students, families going out for a meal, people discussing their business over lunch, friends going out, and many others face the same problem, and we can all avoid this with the app that me and my teammates built. That is an app that lets you find restaurants nearby or in other locations within your chosen price range. We take a risk every time we go out to eat at a restaurant we haven't eaten in before. For example, we may not find the choice of food. The food may be expensive, and sometimes the food may not even be of quality. So that part of the day that's supposed to be spent enjoying a meal is ruined because of such problems. And now I'm going to show you how we'll solve that problem by displaying the app's layout. Okay, so when we come to the app, the name of the app is Yetlibla, which roughly translates to Where Should I Eat? When you open the app, the front screen of the user looks like this. They can either create an account or join in as guests depending on what they want. After they log in, they'll see these restaurants and cafes. If the user already has a dining place in mind and they just want to know the price of the food or the location, they can search it up at the top bar. If they want to know about the dining place near them, they can use this circled option to search for them. But if they also want to browse through all the options and choose the ones they like, they can scroll down and look at the displayed restaurants near them. When you randomly choose a restaurant and see the listed items, say you chose Bilo's restaurant, you can see that there are two buttons at the right after each picture to show the location and the menu of that restaurant. And there are two options at the left which show the rating of that restaurant, which previous users gave it, and the price of the food. Users can also filter their search results based on a price range which they input or by distance from their current location. Similar to this restaurant, users can easily know where a lot of other dining places are. So we want to make finding a suitable place to eat easy for the users. This is the main idea of our app. Thank you very much.
All right, a great presentation. Nice storytelling, but I would prefer, personally would prefer something visual would have been nice, but other than that, great. Judges, if you have questions regarding the application, their business visibility, something like, so for me, so what was in my mind is, as I was listening to the presentation, was do they have a delivery kind of, so business-wise, implementation-wise. So judges, let me not take your time. Go ahead and ask your questions.
Okay, thank you. Ephream here. This is a great idea, but I have two questions I would like to have addressed by the team. The first one is who inputs the data? Who inputs the data about the restaurants and their information? Is it crowdsourced, or is there going to be a Yetlibla team behind the scenes working to to make this data available to the public? The second one is, you didn't talk about version control systems on here too, and you know what types of technology stack that you used. So if you can address those, thank you.
Team All Stars, you can unmute yourself and answer Ephraim's question.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you. Go on.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the question. The first question, we're gonna have a Yetlibla team, but then we're gonna show each restaurant how to input it, because price range may change due time. It's not gonna stay static. So first we're gonna organize a team, and then we're gonna show each restaurant on how to input and change the price range, and then also their food items. And then the second question, what things we used? What was the second question?
Yes, what technologies did you use? Version control systems, which programming languages, whatever you used, go ahead and tell us.
Okay, we used Android Studio because we had a week about Android Studio. We also used VCS.
I can answer the question. Sorry for being late.
Okay.
the team members of all staff. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. For the second question, we use for the version control we use Git, and on the cloud side we use GitHub to share the code with our group members and to edit as well. That's what we use on GitHub.
Awesome, great. Judges, do you have any more questions? Okay, I guess not. Thank you, Team All Stars. Great job. I might also add we have high school seniors taking time off from their classes to build this product. So great job, you guys.
I think my hacking, they are ready. So I think their mentor is going to share their video. So Kadus, you can go ahead and share it.
Awesome, that's great. Judges, as they're presenting, make sure you're on team number 7 when you're inputting your scores. Kadus, you can share your screen. All right, we can see it now. All right, it's slowly.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for the inconvenience. And this is Ekka, and our team has developed an app using a Kotlin programming language. So first I present you the problem, and then the solution we come up with the Tena application. So the problems are, the first one is patient medical history is not stored in a safer place, plus it is not accessed easily and also quickly. This is the main problem. And the other problem is, the next problem is, actually the slide has passed, but it is forgetting doctor's appointment time and medication. Yeah, this slide. So this is also one of the problems in the health sector. And the next one is, during an emergency, it's difficult for anyone to reach out the nearest medical facility and also access their telephone numbers as well, which utilize the patient's treatment and might cause a serious problem. So these are the problems, and we just try to tackle these problems using an Android application called Tena. So Tena allows patients to access their medical history easily and quickly by storing it in a cloud-based database. We use Firebase software for this. And also Tena reminds the patients the time of their doctor's appointment and medication. As you can see, these are the interfaces used. So the other one is, Tena has got a solution as it is difficult to record blood pressure, sugar level, heart rate, and so on regular basis for patients on paper. Tena has got an interface for this problem too. The other one is, Tena has got a feature which creates an awareness about daily health tips. So the other interface is used. Okay, this is also our homepage. And this is Vitals page, which they can record their sugar level, blood level, and heart rate. And this is the history of, they can store their medical history here. And these are the medications the patients used. They can also start and stop here. And these are the hospitals. And also this is a calendar which is used to remind them their medication and the doctor's appointment. And these are the daily tips. And this is the navigation drawer. And this is the login screen. So for collaboration, we have used collaboration tools like GitHub, Trello, Telegram, and also Google Meet for video calls. and also, of course, Android Studio and Firebase for the database. So in the future, we plan to add more functionalities like map, which used by patients to access hospitals near them. And that's it. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Good presentation. That was a good presentation again. There are a lot of modern ways of putting medical records, and there are a lot of startups even here in. I recently found out that there was an Ethiopian that won a global competition in the same application area that you just made. So great. So judges, if you have questions, please go ahead.
Okay. The first one is, it's good that people are looking towards technology to solve, the myriad of medical problems we have in this country, problems in the medical sector in this country. This is actually a really good trend because, one of those apps that will solve some of the most crucial problems is going to come out of these attempts. In terms of the app that we just saw demoed, I like the idea that it could be like a dashboard for, a healthy lifestyle for all of us. But I don't know how you are going to obtain the necessary information required. For example, you ask about, there are spaces where you're supposed to enter information like blood pressure trend and stuff like that. I don't know how many people are going to be able to get that. And I just want to know, it's a great idea to look at technology and to see what it can do. But let's also not forget the human factor in all of this, especially if we expect it to become feasible, which is definitely should, given how how backward the Ethiopian medical sector is, and how bad we are at handling our data, how bad we are at using the large amount of data available in medical facilities all over the country to even see, which diseases are killing us. So, yeah, this is a great idea, but definitely let's also not forget that it's people who will ultimately be using this, people who will ultimately be, so let's just not forget that one. Thank you.
Thank you, Ephream. So that was more of an explanation and an insight in how you should develop your product if you choose to continue working on it, because we do know there are a lot of problems that we have to tackle if you're thinking about implementing such solutions, especially mobile-based. Thank you, Ephream, again. So if we don't have any more questions, we'll be moving to our next team. That will be Unnamed Nomads. Yeah, go on.
Okay. So as you can see, our team name is Unnamed Nomads. We have the mentor Brooke, and the team members are me, Nabil Ahmed, and Nardus Bahabtu. So the application is, as we know, when we live, we age. So life is a journey, and even though our journey is different, our destination are the same. And research suggests the number of aged over 80 is projected to triple from 143 million in 2019 to 426 million in 2050. So there is a time in our lifetime, when we become weaker than we were and depend on our past activities, or we depend on ourselves. And some activities that seemed easy become the hardest to tackle. So we can't just run around and do things we want, which might cause social violation, care dependency, and other psychological problems, which will end up making us even weaker and take away our appetite for life. And that's where our app comes in. So the problem we saw it when most of the elderly people are forgetfulness. They forget things like they forget their plans, they forget their appointment or the time to take their medication time, and they will be left alone from society. So we just want to feel them in the society, and we just want to feel them as they are needed, even though they are old. So our solution is in the application there will be a planner which will plan their daily activity, their medication time, their bills with a reminder, and their health status. In order to keep their health status, we put their health status like their blood pressure, pulse rate, the common vital signs. We put these health statuses. Then experience sharing, that means they are our elders, so they have to spend a lot of time. They have done a lot of things in their life, so we want them to share their life experience for the users in order they use to learn from it. And the target user are anyone, individual chain organization, any caregiver, any senior, or even they can use the families. An individual can use this app. It is not that complicated. And the technologies that we used are Android Studio, Kotlin, Trello, and the application looks like this. We have a planner experience in health status button, and in the planner we have the appointment and the medication appointment. It has the time, the date, and the purpose of appointment in order for them to remind it, and the medication time. In the health status we have the major vital signs in the application, and the experience, they will share the experience in the spot, and that's all. This is how we came up as a beginner of Android. Thank you.
Thank you, Nabil. You used your time very well. Judges, if you have questions for this team, please unmute yourselves as usual and proceed.
Yeah, this was a really good presentation. Thank you. I had a question. I guess, like, if you had more time, what additional functionality would you add?
Okay, if we have time, we would add a connection between their society, like the elderly people can connect with other elderly people, because when the ages are matched, it is easier to connect with the same age one. If we got time, we would have included this one. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, thank you.
I have one more question. Given your potential market is the elderly, what accessibility features does your app have?
For the elderly, I didn't get the question. Can you clarify it?
Yeah. So it's elderly people that are going to be using this app, right?
No, not only elderly.
Yeah, but not only elderly people, but they will definitely be a big part of your demographic. So what I'm asking is, how do you expect the elderly? What features does this app have that would make it easier for the elderly to use? The app itself.
It is not that complicated. It is easy, and it is easier for them to use. Even the text size are even much larger. For them, purposely it is built for them. That's why.
So I think that's it. That's all we have for presentation. Bamirat, you want to go next and maybe tell us what our next program will be?
All right. Thank you, Gideon, for moderating this things. Okay. For the team Boolean, we apologize. Like at the beginning, I think there was some sound issues as well. So yeah, we apologize. So the judges, as I have mentioned before, you can find their applications in the folders that we have shared through your emails. So you can go ahead and check that as well. Okay, I hope the judges have done their work. So just to give you a little background about our judges, one of our judges is Chris Demeke. He's a product manager at Google. So we really we want to thank you for taking the chance, the time to be with us and be a part of this. And okay, the other one is Frank. Frank is many things. We can call him a mentor, coach, founder, application engineer, developer, photographer. So yeah, he did many things, and he's a Kenyan currently in Addis for a job, I think. So we want to Frank for taking the time as well. And the other one is Ephreim Sileshi. He's currently a freelance writer, but he used to own a tech company. And yeah, so we want to thank all three of our judges for being with us. So before we move on to the result announcements, we would like to give our judges a chance to say something about what they have seen today, about the solutions, about anything they want to say. So I would like to start off with Chris.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. I have to say, I'm very, very impressed for people who are able to put together like useful demos, working demos for just 2 weeks of learning or getting started and like forming a team. So you should all be very proud of yourself. This is an incredible accomplishment. I can only imagine what you guys can do if you have more time. And as you continue to work on these apps and just continue to like further your Android developer or just regular developer career, the impact and the sort of potential that you guys will be able to bring to fruition. So congratulations and thank you again for having me.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Next, if Frank is here. So Frank, can you say something?
Yeah, so thank you guys also for an opportunity to, I guess, to give my opinions about the application. So I was also really impressed by what you guys did for you guys to come up with such kind of solutions again. It's fantastic. The only thing I think I'll just emphasize is, so I think over my developer career, I have attended so many hackathons and like built a bunch of stuff. So the only thing is I usually try and tell guys who come for such things is let your learning not stop after the judging, or whether you win or not, win in quotes, because all of you are winners. It's what you do with that experience and making it very continuous that makes you start to build even bigger solutions than what you've built right now. Yeah, so I think other than that, a big shout out to all the high schoolers who are in this. I think you guys are stretching yourself really nicely, and fantastic work. Same to the guys in university. So yeah, other than that, I think I don't have anything else to say.
Okay, thank you, Frank. And lastly, yeah, Ephreim, you can continue.
Thank you so much. First, I would like to start with a correction. I did not used to own a tech company. I used to head a tech company. I owned a tech startup that eventually failed. That wasn't, yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. I'm seriously happy to be here today. I'm seriously happy to be even considered to be a judge to people I know are objectively much better at understanding all of this than me. I am, of course, impressed. It's very impressive what you all did. It would be impressive had you just come up with presentations on how you would solve those problems in, the less than 2 weeks that you got. I'm very happy to have seen all that I saw because, these demos, these ideas that you came up with, this whole presentation itself just shows you how mature the Ethiopian tech sector is becoming. That makes me very proud. I am not a very active member of this tech community right away, but I've seen some familiar names. Kadus, waving at you. Amir Redwan, you too. Brooke Mesgavu, I know you. You probably don't know me, but I know you. But I'm very happy to be in such great company. In terms of what we saw today, I would like to say a few things. I would like to first of all double down on what I just said before, that we should not forget the human factor in all of this. We cannot be too brilliant for our own good. The tech is incredible. Looking at tech to solve our problems is the way forward and everything. But of course, we should never forget that it's Ethiopians that are going to be using most of this, and Ethiopia is not a very tech-oriented country, and we got to push it forward. We got to give our people the opportunity to sort of be a part of this new world, this brave new world. The ideas that you guys came up with are just beyond me, to be honest with you. Like that book sharing app, now, who would have thought of that? Like, how many of us lose our books? How many of us keep our books with dust collecting on the covers in our homes, even though there are people that we know for sure would like to read them? That's such an incredible idea. But of course, we also need to be cautious, given that most of this app would apps, some of these apps would have people meeting, and those could pose some security issues. But the very fact that we're talking about this itself is incredible. I have to say, Tour Ethiopia, please pitch that idea to someone, because we need that so bad. I used to work in the tourism sector, and trust me when I say that that is one that needs technology to interfere. The elderly app is a really good idea, and this is something I would like everyone to note. Tech is a bit edgiest in that we usually develop apps and work on solutions that usually just serve people who are able-bodied and people who are young. And even though that is the majority of people, we should also not be failing the weakest among us. So that was, I am very happy that I got to see this. This is, I am sure many people like our co-judge Chris here can attest to the fact that such debates are happening all over the world, not just in Ethiopia. I'm glad to have seen this here. Like I said, it's like Frank said, don't let your learning stop. I would like to just tell you that all of these ideas were incredible. Some definitely will be awarded more points than others, but trust me when I say that is not a very objective, that's not a very objective thing. It shouldn't matter to you. The fact that you've just come up with these ideas in themselves, that's more than enough. I would also like to ask, I was not able to score the first two groups, so I don't know how you're going to handle that. I would like to pose this question to the organizers. And yeah, finally, I would like to, I understand just how difficult it is to organize a meeting with 3 people. You've done a meeting with 50 people, with more than 10 people, more than 50 people actually presenting something independently. That is a huge feat, and I hope you keep doing this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ephraim. So you can go ahead, and we shared actually the folders with you, so you can find their their presentations there, and also their applications there. So go ahead, check them out, and give them your.
All right. Then I'll be occupied for the next 3 to 4 minutes. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Let us know when you're done. Okay. Thank you very much to our judges for giving us this amazing speeches. So before we continue, I would love to give a shout out to our mentors. They were really amazing. They gave their times out of their busiest schedules to be with the mentees and to help them develop this amazing things. So thank you very much, our mentors, and some of you are here. Just to name them: Eden, Amanuel, Eden, Abisa, Amanuel Tafari, Amir Redwan. So the others, let me look for. Yes, Kudus is also here. Minase, Nabiyu, Elias, and some of them are not here. Dagim was also here. So yeah, I would like to thank you guys. So if you guys want to say something from the mentors, I would love to give you a chance to say something right here until we have the results.
Okay, before the mentors, I would like to remind everybody. So up above in the chat section, I've shared a link to a Google spreadsheet. So make sure you enter your names, your occupation if you have, your position, roles, if you're a student, mention your student, your university, and also your socials if you're on LinkedIn, if you're on Twitter. This will help everybody's network to expand and grow and also stay connected. And we'll be notified of other events or other, activities of each other as well. So make sure you fill it in. Feel free to fill it in. Yeah. Mentors can go on and have your say now.
Yeah, you can also join our event platform so that you don't miss our next events. Okay, thank you, Gideon. So anyone from the mentors who want to say something?
Yeah, hey, Bemeret. I would just like to say thank you for giving us this chance. I have met some very peculiar minds, and I'm very interested in what they're about to bring in the tech world. I was on the team that brought up the idea of the book sharing app, and like I was amazed about the idea, and I suggested them they should do that project, and like I'm really proud of what they did because I did not have a lot of inputs on the project. They pretty much did it on their own, and I would just like to say you guys did amazing jobs.
Thank you, Aman. Yeah. All right. Any other? Just to give their names and what they do about the mentors. Our first mentor is Chris Demeke. He's a mobile application developer, mobile application engineer at Gabaya. The other one is Brook Mazgabu. He's a co-creator of an app for grade 12 students called Fatana app, and he also done many projects for many companies. He's now a freelance. The other one is Eden Abisa. She's a full stack developer and IT advisor at Original Logistics and national director for Isaac in Ethiopia. And the other one is Amanul Tafari, the one we just spoke. He's currently working at Menker. Menker Technologies. He's also a co-founder of Mokos, and he's a software engineering student at AIT. So the other ones are Dalila Desalegn. She's also a national director for Isaac in Ethiopia, and also a software engineering student at AIT. The other one, I also introduced him at the beginning, Ayman Jalani. He's a research assistant at Michigan University and also a software engineering student at AIT. The other one is Dagem. He's a developer at Shaggar Gabata, and also many more other projects. And the other one is Amir, and he's a graduate from AASTU, our campus, and he's a CEO and co-founder of Tikur Delivery. The other one is Menase. He's a leader software at iScience Technologies. And lastly, Nebiu Elias is a lecturer at Debre Berhan University and a tech lead at Betra Samaria. So I just want to give a shout out to our mentors. So if there is any other mentor who wants to say something, you can go ahead. In the meantime, Ephraim, let us know when you're done with scoring. Any mentors?
I guess I can go.
All right, Aiden, thank you.
Okay. First of all, thank you for this opportunity, and I'm really thankful for this, and I'm really amazed by everyone here because they have learned a new language, Kotlin, in a short time, and they made a great application. And also, we all know how Android studios act up sometimes, but they have handled the pressure and made an amazing application. And I want to congratulate everyone, every team in here. And also, please don't give up on these applications, because even if you don't win in this competition, you can still pitch these ideas to some other investors, and they can invest on your ideas. So please don't give up on this application. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Aiden. As you said, you guys can continue and go ahead and make it a business if you want to, or you can go ahead with your team and create something great with it. So if you did, please let us know, and we would love to hear about it. And also from Orbit Health, I was told that you all can go ahead and apply for their incubation center. They have invited you all of the teams to apply there, and you will be considered for the incubations there. So you guys did amazing. There were high school students, university students from different campuses, from different locations. We can say from like other countries as well. So we are very happy and we are very pleased with what you did, and we want to say thank you for being with us and being among the few who took the journey to this level. So thank you guys. So we're just going to announce the results after we hear from Ephream. So we're just waiting on that, and all right, until he answers, let's just go on. Actually, they didn't have, just to clarify, they didn't have 2 weeks to build the applications. They had only 1 week. The first week was for them to take the course. So there were two tracks. The first one is for absolute beginners, and I think that's where most of the high school students took the course, the beginner's course, and the other one is the intermediate track. That's for the people who have a prior programming experience. So the 1 week was spent doing that, and the other one is the next week was spent doing the project. So all the amazing stuff that you see here were built in just a week. So if you guys can build these amazing things within just 1 week, you can all imagine what you all can do with the rest of your life. So I would just like to motivate you all, to go ahead and just get started with what you want to do, and there's nothing that could stop you. So today's event was a testament for that, from what you guys see. So
can I cut in here?
Yeah,
if I'm here?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've scored, but I don't think the first row actually calculates the total. So go check it out. But I've done my scoring. I'm done with scoring. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, the total still says 0, even after I've done the scoring for Boolean autocrats.
All right.
And what a name, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Me and Gideon will check that out. So thank you, Ephream, for letting us know. Okay, I think it's done. All right, so for the moment that you have all been waiting for, the results are in, and so let's just announce the winner, and the rest of you, just to give background, if you don't even win, it doesn't mean that you didn't do a great job. It's just the opinions from other people, that from the judges, so that they just chose which one is the best from what they saw. So you guys can go on and just do amazing things with what you have. So all right, the winning team is Binary Ninjas.